What's going on, everybody? It's Devontae, it's Reaper Training, and today I wanted to kind of touch on cheat days since I've been talking about it a lot in my videos. And I figure I'd give you guys kind of like the rundown of a cheat day and why it's important. So it's kind of like how we start with everything. Cheat days are very, very crucial to your fitness goals, depending on what you're trying to do and also what your body type is. So with me right now, I'm in a cut. Well, for the most part, I'm always in a cut because I have no self-control. Throughout the week, I'm in a calorie deficit, right? So let's say I'm 500, well, I am 500 calories under my calorie budget on a daily basis. And then Friday, I have a cheat day. Now, what cheat day does is your body's almost like, it's always in survival mode. So what your body's trying to do is when you're eating less for a long period of time, your body's automatically assuming that you're in a state to where you can't get to food too much. So in order to keep you from losing too much fat or too much muscle, you're subsequently gonna kind of redial your basal rate a little bit depending on what you're eating. And that's a lot of times when people have like plateaus with like their fat loss and things like that. Like somebody, like I was talking to a girl the other day, and she was like, you know, she would count her calories and do the diet thing, and she'll lose some weight for about a month and then it'll stop. Well, that's because your body's kind of resetting itself because it doesn't want to die. You know, if your body just as soon as you drop your calories down, just kept dropping and dropping and dropping, that's kind of detrimental to survival. Because if going back to a primitive state, if you were in a state to where you can't get to food, you'll eventually just die. So your body redialing itself is a defense mechanism against that. So what a cheat day does, right? Let's say I've been in a deficit all week. I'm in a 500 calorie deficit, which is a deep deficit. And now Friday comes and I just shoot up my calories. Boom, I just ate all this food. Kind of resets things a little bit so you can keep burning fat. In a cut, now a lot of people, first thing people say to me is, well, isn't that just kind of throwing away everything you did? Not necessarily. So with calorie counting, is kind of like this. If you go by a weekly basis, right? So if I'm in a 500 calorie deficit for the whole week and then I average it out, the average would be what my calories was for that day, right? However, now let's say I'm in that 500 calorie deficit all week long, right? And then Friday comes up. Now right before Friday, I down my calories back, let's say about like 400 on top of what I normally do. So if I got 1,800, I'll probably eat 1,400 that Thursday beforehand. And then that Saturday after, or that Sunday, I'll dial it back again by another 300 to 400. Well, I dial it down by as much as 1,000 sometimes to recover from that cheat day. And then I have a 24-hour fast after the fact. So the cheat day actually never really sticks. Now, if y'all remember what I talked about with glycogen, your body stores up to 2,000 calories of glycogen, right? Your glycogen stores deplete almost completely during like a cut because you have nothing to store. You're just using all the calories you're getting because you're in a deficit. So when you eat all that, about 2,000 calories of that food, at least 2,000 is going into glycogen. Boom, storing it right there. None of that's going to turn into fat, right? So that's 2,000 calories. Now, if you're like me and you have a big appetite, let's say on a wild cheat day, I could probably get about 4,500 in. On a wild one, that was just one where I was wilding out, right? So 2,000 of that goes to glycogen. Now you got 2,500. Throughout the day, your basal rate is say about 1,800. Burn some of that down. And a lot of times, sometimes I'll work out on my cheat days. My job is very, very active. So I burn anywhere to 600 to 700 calories just walking around and carrying around big tool bags and stuff like that. So my cheat days are almost non-existent. That's the reason why with all my cuts, I keep burning weight so fast. I could burn weight at a higher rate when I'm doing these things because you kind of learn your body a little bit. So when you're in a cut, cheat days are very, very instrumental in doing what you're trying to do. Now, if you're maintaining, that's a bit different. So I'll stretch this to maintaining and bulking. If you're maintaining and bulking, can you have a cheat day? Absolutely. Can it be to the same extent that someone who's on a cut is having a cheat day? No. So, for example, right, let's say if you're in maintaining all week, right, and you just one day, boom, shoot your calories back up and then go back to normal, even if you was to dial it back a little bit, you're going to kind of start to gain weight after a couple weeks because for the week, your weekly total, your average is way out of bounds. Now for me, even if because I'm in a cut, even if I skyrocket my calories because I'm dialing back before and I'm dialing back after, my weekly average is always going to be a deficit. It'll never be over 1,900 to 1,800. If you're maintaining, what I would say is, as opposed to just having an outright cheat day, what I would do is I'll keep my calories the same, right, as always, and just replace it with stuff that you like. And then also a big misconception with cheat days is that cheat days means that you're just eating outlandish food and sweets and stuff like that. A cheat day really is just anything over what your basal rate is, right? Or over what you should be having. So if my cutting calories is 1800, anything over 1800 is technically a cheat day. If my basal rate is 2200, anything over 2200 is a cheat day. Same for if I was bulking. Now, if you're not cutting and you just want to keep your maintain or keep your bulking, all you gotta do is just replace all those foods. Keep your proteins the same, because your protein is very, very important as far as if you're lifting, you're trying to build some muscle. And then you can go ahead and have an enjoyment day. You know, one thing about this, like I said, I want fitness to be a lifestyle for you guys. And it's very, very difficult, damn near impossible, especially if you're somebody who's a very, very active individual. If you're someone who is more of an introvert, you don't really like going out, things like that, kind of stay to yourself, you'll have a good time just living, you know, your normal healthy diet life. You know what I mean? You won't really have the urge to go drink or to go out to restaurants all the time and stuff like that. You'll kind of be kind of cool with just being where you are. But if you're someone like me who is an introvert, but you really like to go out and enjoy yourself from time to time, you like to have a drink here and there, you know, you're going to want to have those couple days just to enjoy yourself a little bit. So I don't ever want you guys to kind of get into that mindset that, like, you know, anything that you do as far as, you know, eating or something like that is going to set you back. You know, one thing that you got to realize with fitness is that you're going to have off days. You know, you're going to have an off weekend. So it's all about bouncing back from what you did that weekend. You know, if there's a weekend where I didn't get to go to the gym the way I wanted to, or I ate too much or something like that, all you got to do is bounce back. There's nothing to it. You know, it doesn't define where your whole diet and where your lifestyle is going. And then if you're in a bulk, same idea. Now, one thing about bulking, right, and you want to be very, very careful. Do not have a cheat day where you're going above your calorie count for your bulk. Don't do that. One thing, again, progressive overload. You don't want to gain too much weight during these bulks, and it's very, very easy to. So, if you're going to have a cheat day, if you're going to have a cheat meal, whatever the case may be, keep your calories the same. Just replace those foods with foods that you like. That's all you got to do. You're already in a surplus anyway, so it's not going to be that hard to get in those extra foods. So if I'm in a surplus of 2,900, I'm not going above 2,900. But best believe that 2,900 is going to be something I like. Now, kind of like the downside to fitness, that 2,900 calories, you can get 2,200 calories from going to Ruby Tuesday and getting like that appetizer meal. Kind of comes with the territory. Everything out here is like super high in calorie counts, and a lot of people don't understand that. That's why a lot of people get so big. So, cheat day is gonna help you guys out a lot in the long run, depending on what your fitness goals are. And then it's gonna keep you locked into your goals because you're enjoying yourself at the same time. So, this is Devontae's Reaper Training. Thanks for joining me. Y'all be easy.